Hi, welcome back at 6:40 right now. She has been on the cover of fashion magazines all over the world and is featured in this year's Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, named one of the highest paid models by Forbes magazine. Just a couple of years ago, though, Hilary Rhoda was a high school student from right down the road in Chevy Chase, Maryland. This morning, she joins us to talk about that journey that started right here in the D.C. area. Hilary, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about that and just growing up here in the D.C. area. A lot of folks, when they turn 18, they go off to college. You just happen to go off to New York and become a supermodel.
Well, I actually did the whole college application process when I was in high school, and it didn't go over so well, telling people I wasn't going to go to college, which is the good thing about starting when I was in high school modeling, because I had the opportunity to see what the whole industry was like, and I knew I wanted to delve into it more. So I really just, moved to New York and diverted away from the whole college process.
What was that like, though? Because you're still a teenager when you go to New York. I know you wanted to do that. You wanted to get into modeling. Was it a little scary, though, at least at the beginning?
Well, growing up in D.C., it's such an international city, and it's made it easier for me to transition to moving to New York and going away to all these countries away from home. So it's really nice growing up here, actually.
You were saying that you had a chance to come back here. You're back for a week and a chance to come back home and spend some time here with your family. What was it like for your friends, though? You grow up with all your friends, and then suddenly now, you're Hilary the supermodel instead of Hilary the, classmate.
I have all my great group of friends from high school here at home. I also have a great network of friends that graduated from school, moved to New York, and are living there now. So I have kind of my whole D.C. group of friends everywhere, which is really nice. Yeah, and we're so close, and we do things together a lot all the time. So
now, talk about the modeling industry right now and your involvement in it, because you started out doing a lot of runway shows. Now we're actually showing pictures of some of the print work that you've done, which is just about everywhere you look, you see your face somewhere, which is great for you. Do you have a preference over the two, runway work or print work?
Well, I started doing runway, which is pretty typical of the way that you can grow in the fashion industry, and that led into my more commercial things like Sports Illustrated, and that's how Estee Lauder saw me in the beginning doing runway, and now I'm a spokesperson for them. So everything kind of happened really, really nicely.
Let's talk a little bit about the Sports Illustrated. This is the second year that you've been in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, which has to be a great thrill. And quite honestly, for people like myself, which obviously don't delve into fashion, this is how we hear about people like you. But this year you got to shoot in India. What was that like?
I'd never been to India. It was amazing. The culture is so different, and it wasn't as the most glamorous shoot that I had. We got a flat tire every day. We were driving 4 hours to different locations, but it was great to be able to see, just the history and the culture of the country. It was great.
Does doing the Sports Illustrated kind of put you at a place where you can reach people that maybe you wouldn't reach before? Does that really make a difference in the modeling industry, though? Is it really that high on the echelon of things to do?
It's one of the best things you can do. Look at all the girls that have done Sports Illustrated before. They've made themselves into brands, and that's part of the whole strategy with my manager and I. We want to really just reach every demographic, and Sports Illustrated is totally different from high fashion runways, because most men don't really look at that. So it's really about reaching everyone and just doing everything that I can.
Speaking of high fashion, we're coming off Fashion Week in New York, and I know a lot of my friends here in D.C. that went up to New York, they always try to say, well, you know what, D.C., we can compete with New York. We at least try to. How does D.C. stand up, though, these days with fashion? We've seen the entertainment community flock to D.C. more often. How are we in the fashion world?
I've been seeing more and more people coming down to D.C. for things, and I think it's a very chic city, so... Yeah.
Is there anything that you miss about this area, though, when you're in New York or on the road?
Oh, God, yeah. I love being home. There's nothing like it, really. There's so many things. I go to Georgetown a lot, and, you can go shopping, and it has a big city feel, but for me, it's like a small town,
It's home, right?
Yeah, it's home.
So at what point did you realize that you could put the super in front of the model and just become a supermodel? Was there an aha moment for you?
Well, I know that word gets thrown around a lot, and for me, the definition of a supermodel is one that stands the test of time. A lot of this business now is, is a revolving door. A lot of girls come in and out quickly, and it's all about the staying power, and that's why I'm so proud of that Estee Lauder, thought of me as someone that really has can be their spokesperson. Look at the supermodels they've had before, Paulina Korzakova, and Elizabeth Hurley's been with them, I think, for almost 15 years now. So, yeah, it's flattering.
Well, we're glad that you're home. We're glad for your success and that you came from right down the road from where we are here. So, and we're glad you're going to stick around a little bit later this morning, too.
Yes.
We'll get to talk with you again.
Hilary
Rhoda, congrats on your success so far.
Thank you so much.
Look forward to talking to you again soon. Right now, let's talk to Tony Dengervier, though, with a look at the forecast. Hey, guys.
Yeah,
cool.
she is gorgeous.
Homegrown talent.
I know. Don't you love that? Think of all the thousands and millions of women that want to be where she is, and she did it.
That's great.
She's very nice and down to earth and has legs for days. I can say that. You men can't say
I
that.
couldn't say that. You could say that. That's right. Very tall.
Oh, I don't know how tall she is, but she is just, she's gorgeous anyway.
All right.
What's going on, my friend?